Hello and welcome to Wild Questions, the RSPB's brand new podcast, where our guests will ask the silliest nature questions they can think of, and then we go to the experts for the serious answers. I'm Yasmin.
And I'm Jamie.
And we are two people who work for the RSPB in different ways. If you don't know us, I look after the TikTok, and Jamie...
I look after the magazine, the RSPB magazine, in print and digital form.
So at the RSPB, our purpose isn't just to do nature conservation, it's to educate the public about it. A big part of that is learning about all aspects of the natural world, from the mundane to the incredible. And what a better way to cover such wide ground than through the unique curiosity and perspectives of people themselves. So that's our guest job, to ask questions that have us exploring the natural world in ways we might not have done otherwise. And for you, our dear listeners, Wild Questions means actual conversations about nature, sparked by wonder and silliness, revealing things you never knew you needed to know. Today's episode is with Elaine Robertson. She is an amazing comedian, TikToker, painter. There's nothing that Elaine can't do.
Hello, my name is Elaine Robertson. I am a stand-up comedian. That's the main thing I do. What else? I'm also a painter. I do like portrait painting. And I'm really good at karaoke.
Oh my god, what's your karaoke song? Wait.
All right, okay, so it depends on the vibe.
Okay.
She Wolf by Shakira.
Love.
It's good because people have been sleeping on it.
Yeah.
Like, people have kind of forgotten about it, but it's good because you can get everyone going with the like, oh, bit. You know what I mean? We should rewrite a bird one of it.
Yeah.
So that's a good one, yeah.
We are very excited to have you on the podcast. I'm not going to lie. We're big fans of you.
I'm so excited.
I feel like you've undersold yourself. So for context, Elaine is the most hilarious bird person on the entirety of TikTok. You're very funny.
So kind.
You do bird stand-up comedy, and I love it. And that's how we found you. We are your biggest fans, and we religiously watch your TikTok. So we're very excited to talk. We're big fans. Okay, like the way that you love birds is the way that we love you, basically.
Oh, that's so nice.
I will say as well, during the process of these episodes, we get our research team to go away and they do all the hard work, and then me and Jamie just sit here and look pretty. But our research team loved your questions.
Did they?
And I love them as well. Do you want to give some context on to where your brain was at when you were brainstorming these questions?
That's the $1 million question. Where's my brain at most of the time? So, I mean, when I first sent you these, I was writing this summer. I wanted to challenge myself to write a stand-up comedy show entirely about British birds. And so when I was doing sort of like research and looking into that, that's where a lot of these questions come from. But also it's just questions that I have. Usually I'd just ask my dad, because I like bird watching, because my dad likes it.
Oh, that's really sweet. Wait, did you go bird watching with your dad when you were younger?
Yeah, that's why I like it. Yeah, my dad loves bird watching. Just all growing up, I was just interested in birds because he was, and we'd just like go on lots of walks at the moors. There's a site near. So I'm from Consett, which is like County Durham way, and there's this reservoir near there which has like loads of seagulls that go there like round about every time this year. My dad sent us a video and was like, we're gonna have to go see the gulls again. I can't remember what type they are, but
Jamie, you might know.
Oh, gulls and reservoirs. Oh, it could be anything. I'm going to go for black-headed gulls because there's big flocks in winter, don't you? Yeah. Always nice to see that, and the noise as well. Isn't that incredible?
It's insane. Yeah, they're a lot. Like we went to me and my boyfriend went to Saltholm RSPB, and they were all, that was a while ago, and they were all nesting on, you know, that ledge that they nest on in the middle of the water. And it was a load, and they were just screaming at each other. And I was like, it just must be exhausting to be a black-headed gull and just constantly, like, as soon as one moved slightly, because they were so packed in, the whole group would kick off. And this happened like every couple of seconds.
We have talked about this in a previous episode about how the birds get annoyed with each other, and I think you can definitely see that when there's a big flock of them all packed in tightly together.
Oh yeah,
or makes the wrong move. Yeah,
I love gulls. Okay, right. So before we get into all your questions, we have a quiz. Oh my gosh, we have a quiz. So we've done this with all of our guests, and there is someone who's in the lead at the moment, but I feel like you could take the cake. We're gonna list you some bird names, and you have to tell us if they're real or not.
All right, hit me.
The first one is Mother Carey's chicken.
I don't know her.
Really?
I don't know Mother Carey.
But does it sound real? Do you feel like, yeah, I'd Google that and an image would come up?
Yeah. I want to say no.
Is it real, Jamie?
I think let's reveal at the end.
Let's
retain the sense of mystery.
Okay.
And move to the next two. Yeah,
Jamie, I feel like I can only hold one fact at once, though. Like, I'll forgotten about this by the time we get to the end.
The next one is Little Peter.
Oh, please let Little Peter be real.
Okay.
I think I'm more going on if I want them to be real or not.
Forget if they are real. If you want them to be real, we'll make it happen. I'm sure
it's a good strategy in life, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, use the RSPB. Come on, if Little Peter isn't real,
I feel like we could
make it happen.
Yeah,
2026.
2026 is that's our next mission. And then lastly, Water Witch.
Oh yeah, that's real. I reckon.
Okay, so you're 2 out of 3 you said are real. Jamie, would you like to reveal the answer?
So the reason I made you wait till the end is that they're all names for the same bird. They're all old names for the same bird.
We got you!
And that is a seabird called a storm petrel. Incredible, tiny little bird. Because of its behaviour, this little tiny bird that you almost see scuttling along the surface of the sea, it has all these kind of weird and wonderful names. I suppose because it's been observed by people at night, partly. It makes a strange noise. It would have been seen by sailors. So there's all these different routes by which it would have got these weird and wonderful names. But yeah, I think of those, Little Peter is probably my favourite.
Little Peter is real. Little Peter does exist. Okay, getting into the thick of it now, Elaine. Are you ready to ask your questions and get answers? Because my God, do we have some answers for you?
I'm so ready. Okay. These have been a long time coming. All right.
They've been brewing in your heart.
They have. They've been burning.
Burning questions.
Burning questions. So my first question, right, is about cloacas or cloacas, right? Potato, right? I only recently found out that, because I don't know loads about birds, I just like learning about them, that most birds have this multifunctional hole.
Really? I didn't even know that. Something you learn is I know very little about birds. It's kind of like the whole point of the podcast.
I was just wondering how, what's the logistics? Because it seems messy. And
this is something I did not expect to say as part of our podcast. But yeah, let's talk cloacas.
What is a cloaca? Yeah.
Let's start at the beginning. So it's something that all birds have, nearly all birds have. It's a rear orifice for digestive, reproductive, and urinary tracts. And our expert has described this as a real 3-in-1 deal. But the question is, how do they work? And there's a lovely phrase coming up which you'll want to remember for the rest of your life. To mate, birds engage in a cloacal kiss.
Oh my God.
Which is exactly what it sounds like. So the birds press their cloacas together, sperm is transferred, and everything is done and dusted within a few seconds.
So it's like a USB, they just kind of...
Well, if you can get it the right way around, yeah.
Yeah.
So there are exceptions. There are birds like emus and ostriches, but also waterfowl, ducks and geese, which have a phallus and use this for reproduction instead. And that's that sort of light-coloured spiral corkscrew.
They're horrible,
Nightmare fuel.
That's wild.
What do they... Literally, it is wild.
Question 2 is, why is everyone so obsessed with robins? Why, as a culture, are we all oh, they're so cute? Because they have, the little red bit and they're pretty, but then, so are blue tits and other ones. Why are we all so, over the top?
There is a scientific reason for... Well, no, there isn't a scientific reason for this. There's an actual reason from our fact checkers, but I'd like to chime in before and say, surprisingly, people aren't as crazy for robins as you think they are, because I was not a bird person when I joined the RSPB, and then I joined it and I realised, actually, from doing Big Garden Bird Watch each year, people love house sparrows.
Oh, really?
House sparrows are the most popular bird in the UK. They're the bird that people see in their garden the most, and people argue in the comments and go, I hate robins. Robins are fat and they're small and they're useless, even though they're none of those things. I'm not body shaming robins. I'm not out here body shaming robins.
No, that's not what we do.
You wouldn't realise that actually there are some robin haters out there.
That's just ornithological snobbery. That's bird snobbery.
Yeah.
I think that is, because I'm more meant why in thinking more just like outside of the bird world with that. I guess you got like Christmas and everything, and like basically I'm moving house and I've just downloaded Next at Home, and all of the ceramic stuff are like, and I can't afford Next at Home, but it's all like robins on cushions and that.
Jamie, for the next season, we need to secure a deal with Next to get ceramic robins. Just ceramic robins.
That would be lovely.
ASMR, but it's just us tapping ceramic robins.
Oh, I've just seen your little hoopoe behind you. I love that.
For listeners who can't see it, I've got a small wooden hoopoo behind me, as everyone should have.
So cute. Okay.
Let me tell you why robins have a connection with people. So there's a couple of reasons for this. I think the strongest contender is that they associate with us. They are often physically very close to us. You go out into a garden, you stick a spade or a fork into the soil, a robin will probably appear near you. So they have this habit of following us around while they're waiting for us to turn over the soil and reveal worms, etc. And that's a tactic they picked up from following wild boar and other large animals around the forests of Europe. Because if you imagine a wild boar is going through the leaf litter, it's snuffling around, it's churning stuff up. And that's when the invertebrates, the worms, become.
So we're wild boar to them. To a robin,
we're just wild boar standing on two legs.
Yeah, we're just wild boar with two legs instead of four.
So yeah, I mean that's how a robin perceives us. We're just sort of a convenient mechanism to get food. But then because of that, because they are fond of gardens, they're quite loud, easier to identify, and that confidence around us. That's why they are one of the most well known. But just to touch on Christmas, so they are one of the few birds in the UK to sing throughout the winter, and their numbers are usually bolstered by winter migrants flying in from North and Eastern Europe. So they're even harder to ignore. You can't ignore robins in winter, because that's basically all you can hear bird-wise. And then there's a link with Christmas cards. So in Victorian times, many people called postmen robins in reference to their red uniforms. And as the Christmas cards became popular, and I believe the RSPB was one of the earliest charities to make charity Christmas cards.
Yeah, we were the first. No,
we were the first. We're going to say we're the first.
Yeah.
We're the first.
Yeah, hard being a trendsetter.
So we probably had robins on those. I imagine our early Christmas cards would have had robins on. Now they even have waxwings and hoopoes on, I think. So
wait, pause. I just want to say, how old do you think the RSPB is, Elaine? Because this blew my mind.
Oh,
spoiler, old as hell.
I would say like 100 years or something.
Over that, we started like the 1800s.
What?
We were actually started by women. Fun fact, fun info dump.
The girly pops.
The girly pops were like, "Hey, can we stop taking bird feathers to make like outfits because you're like low-key killing the birds?" And
was that how it started?
Yeah, Jamie, you know better than I do. I remember Emily Williamson was one of them, but there were other women involved. Etta something. It's really bad that I don't remember.
Etta Lemon. So there's Etta Lemon, Eliza Phillips, Emily Williamson, and there were others as well. And they formed from, I think, initially two separate groups, one in Manchester, one in London, who sort of joined together and became the Society for the Protection of Birds.
The Northern and the Southern girlies came together to love the birds.
They joined, they linked up with the Northern girlies. So This is all about fighting the millinery trade, because people were literally killing birds and sticking them on their heads on hats. And it just became ridiculous. It was affecting it was horrific, but it was also affecting bird populations.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we started.
And that's why on every International Women's Day, I'm like, by the way, the RSPB was started by women.
I'm surprised there hasn't been like a film. Like, that sounds like a BBC film.
Right?
Oh, it really should be.
Like, very quaint BBC sort of film, that.
Who would you have playing the founders? Who do you think would be?
I think Ella Purnell should be in there. I feel like she'd be really good at that. I feel like her. Who's
Florence Pugh would have to be in it, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Anybody who's been in like one of those Victorian remakes, whoever always plays Anne Boleyn in any Henry VIII thing should be one of them. She's just got one of those. Yeah.
But can I be in it? I need the work.
Yeah. You can.
Absolutely. Right, would you like to be Mrs. Etta Lemon?
Yeah, I'll read for it and everything, but I'll expect the role. Yeah.
We'll see what connections we can use.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but basically, robins, they're just like tiny yappers, and they're not afraid of us because they're hungry, and they're like, well, you're just my giant servant, so dig up the worms.
My third question is, why did that nightjar eat its chick on Spring Watch? Like, was she
Stop.
snacky? I don't want to be harsh on like a new mother. Like, I don't want to bring a new mother down, but like,
Single mom who works two jobs.
Single mom works two jobs.
No, Elaine, you don't understand. Maybe every record, I've mentioned this because it blows my mind. Like, I can't understand it. And the gag is, no one really knows why. Jamie will explain, but like, spoiler alert, we still don't really know why she
I
did
love
it.
that.
Like, some animals do like eat their young. I know that. Nightjars aren't one of them. They like don't do that. So everyone was kind of like, oh my god, they're giving birth. Oh my god, she ate her baby. Okay, let's pan to some scenic scapes of the landscapes around the area while we figure out why the hell she did that. Jamie, why did she do that?
It still haunts me. So yeah, classic scene on BBC Spring Watch, horrific moment, but one of the most fascinating. So as you said, the scientific jury is very much out. So this is one of the first, if not the first time, a female nightjar has been documented doing this. So
She paved the way.
She paved the way. You mentioned that other animals do it. Hamsters are quite well known for this behaviour. So possible explanations that our experts have come up with are stress, slightly extreme reactions to stress, I feel, or the mother identified some sort of sickness or weakness in the chick, or a lack of food, where with insects being relatively scarce. So we really don't know.
We actually don't
this
know.
needs lots of further study, I think.
Like, there are scientists working around the clock to figure out why the hell she did that. But like, we don't know. Like, she just was feeling a bit goofy.
Just feel a bit silly. She's just a quirky girl.
She's so random XD. That's what she is.
Do you know what? It's maybe best that we don't know.
Yeah.
Some things are just better. Like, would we be happier, more at peace if we knew why?
No.
No.
I like to come up with my delusions that she's just a quirky girl.
Yeah.
First time on camera, she didn't know how to act. I like that. I don't need an actual scientific answer. Let's just say that she's just not like other girls.
All right. I'm happy with that. I think the scientists should just stop and just, be at peace with the nightjar ate the chick because she's simply not like other girls.
Should we move on to question 4?
Why is Starlin so confident? Because I love them so much. I like to go to Tynemouth and get fish and chips from there, and there's like always a gaggle of starlings that just come and say hello and like want a little bit. And I know you probably shouldn't give them chips, but I'm like, God, she's just want a little bit of chip, lads. And yeah, they just feel confident.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I see a group of starlings, it reminds me of me and my friends when we're on a night out, and I'm like, we just sit there and yap together in our little gaggle and just like go and trolley on our merry way, and we smell some chips and we all come flying. Starlings are really confident. I've seen more starlings than any other birds in my entire existence of knowing birds. Jamie, why are they low-key baddies?
Oh, I saw an amazing murmuration of starlings a couple of days ago, and it just reminded me of one of those kind of incredible things that they do. That there's a whole set of behaviours that starlings have that are amazing, and the murmuration of flocking together in winter is just a spectacle.
For context, what is a murmuration?
A murmuration is when you get hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of starlings just joining together. And when they are settling down for the night, they will fly around in all sorts of spectacular shapes in the sky, swirling around in this big cloud of feathers.
So when you look in the sky and there's all the birds doing all the shapes and like literally cutting shapes in the sky, that's a murmuration.
That's a murmuration of starlings.
Cool.
It's just amazing. So that part of that is that there's safety in numbers. And they'll change positions in those murmurations so that no one bird is left on edge at all times to keep them safe. So with friends like that, who wouldn't feel confident? But Elaine, you're not the first to pick up on the starling's confident nature. There was a letter to Nature magazine in 1934 from an L.A. Waddell describing how starlings in his garden would rush viciously at swallows that dared to stop to drink from his little lake. Although he did note they left all the other birds alone, so maybe they just have something against swallows.
Historic beef that
historic beef that again one worthy of further research and study, I feel. But they are confident, especially when there's a crowd of them.
Yeah, and I just love watching them, and when they're like doing their chirping and then they puff up a bit.
Yes.
And it's like they come to see you and they're like, I'm going to make myself really big first. It's like,
and they look proud, don't they? They look proud when they do that.
They're so proud.
And that, the noises, and because they're great mimics, they're really kind of showing off. They're puffing their chest out and making all sorts of weird and wonderful noises.
Do they puff their chest out to be scary or just to be divas?
to look bigger. I think it's just to have more presence.
Oh, okay. So they're just slaying, like they've just
Yeah,
come in to serve and then be like,
they
okay,
are.
now I leave. Like I don't want anything to
Yeah.
do. I just came to stunt on you and then leave.
If I'm in a situation making myself look tough, I don't know, maybe it's in my head whether it's because I want to look good or have a fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't know.
Sometimes it could be
It's just an
both.
instinct. Yeah.
Yeah, real.
There's been like studies done into the science of murmurations, isn't there? Because is it something like the equation? We're getting mathsy here. There's someone come up with an equation of the way that they move or something, and it's the same equation for how gas leaves something.
It could be. I think the study I vaguely remember, and we'll have to look this up when we edit this podcast, is don't they follow the closest 7 birds around them or something like that, just to see where they fit in, and that
Slay.
perhaps equates to how molecules work. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I have to look it up again, but yeah.
The birds are literally doing science in the sky right now. Like, can't talk.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing maths in the sky right now.
And I can't even do my tax return, and they're just doing it in the
They're flexing
sky.
on you. They're literally flexing on you.
Yeah, I know. Love them. I realise this sounds like I've got beef with so many birds.
Yeah.
Maybe I do. Why, right, blackbirds, why are they always on one? As in, like, why are they always, like, really chatty? Like, they're on one, there's, like, a blackbird near here, where I live in a flat in Newcastle, and it's just on one, like, start of the day till the end of the day. And when I say on one, I mean, like, like...
Born yapper.
Yeah.
Born to yap, forced to work a 9 to
They're
5
like
type bird.
yeah, like the yappiest of birds.
Yeah, they are. There is an actual reason for this, Jamie, isn't there?
There is. I was just remembering that sometimes when you hear them, and I don't know if all blackbirds do this, but sometimes if you listen to the tune, it sounds a little bit like Barbie Girl. And I've heard blackbirds near me, and you listen to them because sometimes it sounds a bit like, and once you've convinced yourself that's what they're singing, so it becomes quite strange. Why are they more chatty than other birds? So for one, they need to compete with robins. So they're competing with robins, and actually, if you think about it, robins and blackbirds are some of the earliest singers in the morning.
They're doing the Cynthia Erivo, ooh, whoa, 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 at like 4 a.m., yeah.
Exactly
Yeah.
this. And it's because if you track the dawn chorus, it's usually the birds with the largest eyes that can take in more light that are the first singers.
Oh.
Big eyes, big
So
yaps.
that's why your blackbird is normally the first, and your smaller birds come out a little bit later on when they're a bit more confident. So there's a few reasons that blackbirds and other birds sing. So as we probably all know, attracting mates, setting the boundaries of their territory, and blackbirds do that from quite high up, usually TV aerials at roofs or trees, marking their roosting spots, because we know they sing in the evening as well, warning about predators and proving their fitness, because that's what a lot of this is about. Robins, the starlings, the blackbirds, they're all trying to show, we're fit, healthy birds will be an ideal mate because we can sing.
They're flexing on us. They're literally
they are.
flexing.
They
like
are.
when you're like, whoa, why is this bird yapping so much? It's because you've got like a Chad that's just come from the gym in the shape of a bird who's like, ladies, please look at this, look how fit I am. You see these muscles, look at these neck muscles, you see the insides of me, I can sing for days. You've actually just got like a really thirsty blackbird near you who's like trying to hit on all the ladies. That's what's happening.
I mean, it works.
It does work, and and we notice it as well. It's so big and powerful and noise and presence that we notice it. So our experts concluded, just as you did, Yaz, they're just massive show-offs.
Yeah. I'm like, do I maybe fancy blackbirds? like why is he on my mind so much? Like maybe love is love. Okay, no, I'm satisfied with that. Thank you.
Okay.
This is so good. I really appreciate having these questions answered. My other question, nuthatches. Love those little guys. What's the benefit of them being upside down?
I love this question. We don't talk enough about nuthatches. I think this may be, yes, correct me if I'm wrong, it's maybe the first nuthatch mention we have had on the podcast.
This is nuthatches finally mentioned.
Yes, they are one of my favourite birds because of their cool eye stripe.
Yeah, the eyeliner.
Giving emo. It's giving because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. I love nuthatches. They do look quite emo though.
They are incredible, and it's the upside downness. So your question is about what are the benefits of them eating upside down, and they can walk down trees as well. And my favourite nuthatch fact is that I also enjoy tree creepers, which is another
Yeah.
tree-dwelling bird, little brown and white mousy bird, which scuttles up a tree trunk, probing in the bark for food. Then it flies to the bottom of the next tree to scuttle up again. Nuthatch doesn't need to do that. It will just go up and down on the same trunk.
Also, can tree creepers only go up?
Yeah, they can only go
It's
up.
like you should make a chess game of like birds that can move in different ways.
That would be amazing.
Great idea.
Yes,
Like,
Yes,
you're on
we
the
love that.
money.
We love that.
You're on the money
we could call
there.
it nest instead of chess.
Yes.
Guys,
so-
I think we just came up with a genius idea. I'm
Not
going to trademark
hatches.
that before anyone else steals it.
Make a note of that, please. Let's not. We won't broadcast that bit. We want to keep that one. Why do they eat upside down? So it's all about keeping their eyes on the prize. We're not completely sure, but the leading theory is it gives them a better view of the food cached away in trees, because they will hide nuts and things in the bark and little holes in trees,
do they?
which could be missed by birds that are only looking up. I'm sure there are other reasons as well, but that's our kind of main thought, that it gives them a different view of the tree trunk and the holes in the tree.
Jamie, isn't it true that like birds that seek out like nuts and acorns and stuff will sometimes forget them, and then that's how trees get planted? Or am I just like delusional and making that up?
No. That is exactly how oak forests move. So squirrels and jays bury acorns, and they will never remember how many they've done or where they've all gone. They obviously use them to survive the winter, but that is how oak woodland can move uphill, because acorns don't roll uphill, but it's the birds and the squirrels burying them, and that's how.
Oh, that's nifty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that they're like squirrels forget most of the ones that they take. They forget where they've planted them, which I can relate to. Yeah. I forget what I've gone in the living room for. I love.
Or try approaching it upside down. Maybe that's the way.
Yeah.
You go into the living room upside down like a nuthatch.
Next question. Red kites, love them. They didn't used to have many of them, like round County Durham, where I live, and now there's like since being like a kid, there was like lots of them. And then we got this bus that was called like the Red Kite bus, and the front of its face looked like a red kite, and it was kind of the most insane bus design ever. But my question about them is, why do they need to be so big and like so... Like, because they could catch a toddler. Why do they need to be that big if they only eat carrion?
So they look big, don't they, from when we see them, and they look impressive, but their claws are pretty weak, and even with that wingspan, so even with the huge wingspan, they can't carry much more than a small rabbit. So maybe say our experts, they just like looking impressive for our benefit. There's probably some benefit in looking the way they do. So they've got those huge wings, but they don't use them very much while they're flying either. So they mostly use their tails. So if you watch a red kite moving around, then there's very little flapping going on. And it's a sort of buoyant style of flight, which is why the toy, or a kite, is named after the birds, because it's literally not flapping around. It's just soaring on the wind, isn't it? I suppose there's another similarity with kites as well. And they're often quite fragile, thin structures, and that's a bit like a red kite. It's not a really kind of weighty bird.
Red kites are babies of the birds of prey world. I didn't realize this until I hyperfixated on birds of prey, because I call them birds of slay, because a lot of times the girl, like the female bird, is bigger than the male.
She's bigger,
yeah. She's the girl boss.
Oh my god, yes. Have you seen the dynamic, what they're called, anglerfish?
Yes.
Yeah, and the girl's massive and the boy's just a tiny parasite that spends his whole life looking for her.
Literally.
Extraordinary species, yeah.
Off her. They're so wild.
It's birds of prey. That's
just going back to red kites for a sec. So we talked about the fact that they eat carrion, so they were once much more common. So people would have had them flying around in inner cities, swooping down, catching rats, scavenging on scraps of meat. But then we persecuted them for many. I say not me and Yaz personally, but we persecuted them. We weren't around.
We weren't out there.
No, we can't claim responsibility for that. By the end of the 19th century, they were extinct in Scotland, England, and Ireland, with just a few pairs in Wales. Now, thanks to the RSPB and a few other organisations helping to bring them back, they made this incredible comeback. And I'm going to read you a statistic which blows my mind. So between 1995 and 2023 in the UK, numbers of red kites increased by 2,464%.
Yes, that's
So you now see
cool.
them everywhere, and the UK is now home to about 17% of the world's population. So that's thanks to our supporters, the RSPB, other organisations as well that have lent a helping hand and been really involved in that. So great to see them back.
We really did that, but when I say we really did that, I don't mean me and Jamie. Once again, we have none of the skills required to help the birds, like actually going out and helping them. We just do the behind the
We
scenes
cheer them
stuff.
on, yes,
We
don't
cheer them on.
We're
We
there in the
give them
audience.
moral support, but
Yeah,
there are
That's amazing.
amazing people in our team who actually go out and are like, let's save you. Not us though. We're just from the sidelines going, yay, don't die. But yeah, I love birds of prey.
I love, because I spend so much time on motorways when I'm like driving to gigs. I love seeing a red kite and like buzzard just like chilling on a post, and then like a kestrel and everything. So it's like, it's meant that they're everywhere now, but they didn't used to be. And 1995 isn't even that long ago. Like I was
No.
born then. Like,
Yeah.
actually, no, that is a long time ago.
It's still
It's like,
quite an
so it's
achievement,
not that
isn't
long
it?
ago. I'm
Like-
only 10.
That was 30-ish years ago, I think.
Yeah, 30 years ago. But in terms of like reintroducing a species, that's really cool. Okay, my final question, arguably the most important. Why do birds not wee? Like, why do they just do a squitty poo?
We've come full circle today. We really have.
Yeah.
Jamie. We really have.
Luckily we have the answers. So to avoid flying around full of liquid all the time, birds get rid of their waste in a form we've been lucky enough to have land on our heads at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This also means that they don't have a bladder. I didn't realize that. They don't have a bladder. So instead, the kidneys send uric acid straight to a chamber of the cloaca, which we're now revisiting, where it's mixed with feces and jettisoned together in one go. So while very unpleasant for people that get in the way, it's an efficient way for birds to deal with waste. There's a fun fact that we all want to hear.
Your face doesn't look like it's going to be a fun fact.
No, it's fun.
So, well, this is the most fun fact you'll hear all day. Vultures stay cool by urinating on their own legs. This is a process called urohydrosis. Their fluid mixed with the feces also helps to kill any bacteria or parasites they've picked up through walking through carcasses or perching on dead animals. So there we go.
So do they have bladders?
I imagine that they don't. They probably just produce more. I don't know. Maybe it's the balance of the urine, or maybe it's just
They
who
just
knows?
do really squitty poos.
Yeah, probably extra squitty. And you think about what they're eating as well, so it's probably not a pleasant experience to be near a vulture when it's doing that.
I hope that answered all your questions. We've come to the end of the podcast, and I wondered.
Thank you so much.
Of course, I wondered what your favorite thing you found out during this episode is.
Honest, it's like not like the wildest thing about how nuthatches are upside down. Like they can see better, because that makes me think genuinely, am I not experiencing life to the full being the right way up all the time? Like, am I missing out because I'm always the right way up? Yeah, the nuthatch facts, that I'm going to think about that like a lot.
Be more nuthatch.
Well, thank you so much, Elaine, for joining us on this episode of the podcast. Is there anywhere you'd like to promote? Where can people follow you? Where can they find you? Give us all the shouts.
Yes, so my name's Elaine Robertson. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. I have like a website as well that has all of my shows coming up. But if you follow us on Instagram and TikTok, I always promote there. I'm doing a tour show next year. It's not about birds, but I am planning on touring my show about birds as well after I've toured this next show. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd really like to go. I'd like to do a tour of like doing comedy in wetlands.
In the middle of
Rather
wetlands.
than like comedy
The birds.
venues. Yeah. So yeah, my Instagram's Elaine Robertson and then an underscore. And then my TikTok is some variation of Elaine Robertson as well. If you just put Elaine Robertson birds, you'll find us. Find us.
Thank you so much, Elaine.
No, thank you. It's been a joy, an absolute joy.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Wild Questions, an RSPB podcast. To find out more about the RSPB, to donate and become a member, or just to follow us online, you can head to our social media at RSPB, or you can head to our website. Thank you so much to our team of specialists, our fact-checking team, and all the scientists we work with every day that make these episodes happen. Thanks to our hosts and our guests, and thank you to everybody involved in the making of this podcast.